Hey guys, we're reacting to a young lady and her family's process buying a home. The reason I wanted to talk about this particular video is because it's providing a solution. You know, that's what we do over here. We don't complain. We provide solutions to help with affordability and for those that are really looking to purchase a home, to get onto the housing ladder. So if that's not you, if you're not looking to buy, it's cool. We understand everybody's not a homeowner. You guys could go ahead and exit, but I do appreciate you stopping by. For everybody else that's serious about getting onto the housing ladder anytime soon, this is a video that you're going to want to watch and a strategy that you may want to implement. Let go.
So I don't think I'm going to post this video until it's like a final thing, but I am on my way to go to our house inspection. By our house, I mean the house that we bought. I'm trying not to get my hopes up because this is actually the third house that we've purchased over the last 3 months. And the first one didn't pass inspection. The second one was counter offer. We weren't gonna counter anymore. And this one is a short sale, so the bank owns it. So the time it takes to hear back from them just takes longer. But in the meantime, the addendum and the price has already been signed by whoever it needed to be signed by. So now we can go ahead and do the inspection and the appraisal, and then hopefully we close by the beginning of February.
Okay, so she's got a lot going on, and so we want to unpack for those of you that might not understand. Remember, the reason for the video today is to give you a 10,000 foot view and understanding on what a real estate owned property or REO property is. First and foremost, she says we've already purchased 3 homes, but they're buying another one. So what she's saying is this: whenever you go into contract to purchase a home, there's something called earnest money. And when that earnest money is received after both parties agree on terms, most folks are going to have what's called an option period. Technically, when the agreement is made, is put in writing, and then the earnest money is delivered, well, then you're in the process to buying a house. The option period gives you an opportunity to do your due diligence. I think that's what she's saying, not to confuse you guys. She hasn't purchased 3 homes, but she was in contract to purchase 3 homes. The first one fell out of contract, probably during the option period, because of something that came up in the inspection that was either a deal killer or they could not come to terms. And I say they, her and the selling parties. And that's common in the process of you buying a home. Just because you've been approved with your lender, you've actually gone out, found a home with your realtor, negotiated, and you paid the earnest money. That's really the beginning. We're really starting, and a lot of people don't understand that. And it's important for me to take a little time to explain that to you. So option period comes, first house inspection, something happened, they backed out. Second time, she mentioned counter offers. So they went through the same process again. And now she's in a situation where they're probably trying to establish a price. And so the seller says, hey, I'll do this. The buyer says, I'll do this, back and forth, back and forth. And it could have been something that was brought up in the inspection that caused a renegotiation of the price. Counter offers are common in the process, and it could cause you to then, you know what? We don't have a deal, we're walking away. Now, the reason these things are very important is because inspection money is being spent each time. I mentioned earnest money and option money and inspection money, the latter part of my statement. If for whatever reason you can't come to terms, be it something in an inspection that comes up or a counter negotiation, a counter offer situation happens, the option money and the inspection money does not come back to you. It's not refunded if you cancel within your option period. Those are insurances that you pay up front to make sure you want to buy said home. Remember, when you sign those loan documents, which most people are going to sign, you've spent that money for up to the next 30 years. You could pay it off sooner, but that money's been spent. So you want to do everything up front. Why are you belaboring this point, Robert? Because you have to have money to buy a home. You have to have money to go into a contract on a home. Earnest money is typically 1%, could be higher depending on where you are, 1% of the purchase price. Option money, typically $10 a day, 10 days, could be more. Just give you some baselines. And inspections, hadn't seen anything under $300. So I'll say that's the floor, and it could go up depending on the scope of work for the inspector, which means the type of house, the systems it has, so on and so forth. As you're moving forward to purchase a home, Zillow is not the first place. That could be an inspiration, but everything starts with your numbers. You have to plan accordingly, and you have to have some monies. Last thing I'll say on this before we move forward, this is why a lot of folks have apprehension, even myself, after the homes that we've purchased. When you're going through the process, it's just human nature. You just, what's wrong? What's wrong? Even though I know the process and I know what's right. Okay. Something that goes on in my head as well. So don't feel odd if you're dealing with that, if you're going through this process now. But this is why a lot of folks don't tell people things. And I think that speaks to a bigger point, in that we don't want folks to feel like we failed. And I'm not telling you what to do, but as a bonus, I would want you to address that, because if you're too concerned about what other people think, you may be buying something that really is not going to fit your needs, and you'll have remorse on the back end because you're trying to appease or impress folks that you don't know. If that is something that you might be possibly dealing with that you don't know. I'm not saying that she is. So a great video so far. Let's continue and let her cook.
We are so excited. Riley and I have been together for 13 years. We've always talked about owning our own home. 30 years old, and we finally get to buy our first house. We are bringing home another baby here in a couple months. So we're just we're over the moon, and we're just really trying to keep it calm and collected and cool, but it's super, super hard. Really hope that this deal works out. I've wanted to own my own home my entire 20s. Been able to be at a stable time of life to do that. Went to college on and off. We've moved all over, and now it feels okay, this is the time to do it. So I'm meeting the
excellent points that she's made there as well, especially for a lot of younger folks. Here's the deal. Let the old man, let bruh give you a little advice. And it goes a little something like this. We all can't make moves at the same time. It takes time. And so a lot of you younger folks don't realize that most people jumping online trying to make you feel some type of way, either they got some help or it took them time to get to where they are now. So we got to quit watching other folks and the narrative that's painted and focus on what we're doing, or find folks like this that will give you the truth of the matter. Because in your 20s, you're building, right? Unless someone got some type of blessing. And if they did, God bless them, man. We don't hate around here. We congratulate. We hoeing our road. But it takes time. And they were planning and working towards that time in which life happened, because see, married, children need more size. That's really how you buy real estate. You need more square footage because the family's growing. The family's not growing because folks have left. You might want to downsize. Someone has passed on. Divorce. These are reasons to buy real estate. A lot of younger folks, just due to the internet and the way things have been presented, have been buying as a status symbol, or I've met some type of lifetime achievement. And those are none of the reasons to buy. And that's why we get all the remorse. So while you're waiting your time, the thing is this: we don't want to wait in vain, meaning we're getting our budget together, we're saving, we're planning, we're growing, we're building our career, all these things. We're not complaining and looking for a bunch of folks to say, well, in 1950 houses were $2. It's 2026. We can't go back to 1950, and inflation is in full effect. This is why I wanted to slow down and explain these things, because she's saying a lot and we need to start pulling these things out. Those of us that are in the business, that are professionals, to help those of you understand the true cost of ownership, not just buying the house, but maintaining it, keeping it, and all of the things that you have to be prepared for before you take that step, because it may not be for you. Let's continue.
The inspector at 4. Riley doesn't get out of work till 4. He's going to go pick up Harlow and then meet us at the house. The guy wanted to start at 4 o'clock so he can get so he can inspect the exterior of the house before it starts to get dark. Let's go. husband is most excited about this basement. Garage. And for some reason, I just love this little mudroom.
It's just out of me, actually, good.
So excited about this master closet. It's huge. That's super. Do you love it?
I love it too.
Come on.
Come on, Titi, come on, Daddy. On the floor.
So the inspector found nothing really major, a few minor things that literally mean nothing to me. So that makes me super hopeful. So now we'll pay for the appraisal. The appraiser will come in, appraise it, and then we still just wait to hear back from the bank. Crossing my fingers that it's not months, weeks is fine. Yeah, we're really excited. I hope if I decide to post this video, it means that we officially bought the house. Thanks for coming with me.
So shout out to you, young lady. Blessings and good tidings to you and your family as you guys move forward. You see, man, you made the old man smile. You know why? Because anything worth having requires some work. And when you do what it is that you need to do and things don't come to you easy, you appreciate them more. Those are just some philosophical takeaways. Here's some practical type stuff. She's gone through the process. They've been waiting. They have a realistic expectation. And some of you may be looking at that house and say, oh, this is an older house. You buy the house based upon your needs. You see the little one and the one on the way? See, they'll be able to be there for 5+ years. A lot of folks have been buying here recently as a vanity play, trying to flex online. That's why you hear all of this information that may cause you to stay on the sideline and miss out, because I don't care what any of the gurus say, because they all own real estate. That's a part of this system. And for most of us regular folks like myself, you can leverage a lot with a smaller down payment. In this case, back to real estate owned, we're going to break that down just a little bit to give you guys some insights, because there's certain things you need to know if you want to buy a real estate owned property. I would say the top 3 things that you would need to know about real estate owned homes is this. Number 1, you still need to be approved by a lender if you're going to use any type of financing. And it's very important that you deal with a realtor that has experience with real estate owned offers, because they'll be directly dealing with an asset manager from a lender or a bank. And the reason they call them real estate owned properties is because the bank has actually gone through the foreclosure proceedings. They've actually taken the house back, and all liens and everything as far as the title have been cured to where when you buy that house, or if you buy it, the title can be conveyed to you cleanly and there's no issues. The caveat is this: they're as is. They're going to have bumps and bruises and things of that nature. So conventional financing is the way to go with most REOs, because when it comes to the appraisal, you're going to be able to get an appraisal that does not require any contingencies for the value. Now, if you go on FHA or VA or USDA, they have real estate owned properties that they will guarantee, and you don't have to worry about those things. So that's why you have to get with your lender. That's why you have to have a realtor professional that knows how to negotiate, even find these deals. And then lastly, you have to have patience in that the asset manager a lot of times is the only person that you're communicating with, and it may take some time for them to say, okay, we agree upon the price, because remember, they're taking a haircut. This is a foreclosure. The asset manager is trying to recoup as much of their monies that they lent out, if you will, if that's the case, to make the end investor whole. But once that agreement is made, you got to be able to close quickly. So again, great lending partner, great realtor partner. And then you have to have some patience, money, and be realistic about the process. There you have it. There's solutions out here if you really want to buy. If you're ready to take the next step and achieve your goal of home ownership, I would love to have a conversation with you. Why? I'm a lender. My NMLS license number is 180100 and my contact information is pinned in the top comment and in the description of this video. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. Watch these next 2 videos. They'll help you in your education as you prepare to become a homeowner. And for the rest of you, indeed, y'all stay blessed.